This is Carl at National RV Detroit. I'm going to walk you through this 2014 Keystone Hideout travel trailer, model number 27 RBS. Okay, so this is not a floor plan video, it's more of a how-to video. I'm just going to show you some of the features and how they work. Okay, so you got regular crank down stabilizers, 3/4 inch crank or a socket on a drill, refrigerator. You have running water here, and you have a swing out cooktop. Okay, now just the thing you have to remember is you have to plug this in to the quick connect under here. If you can see it right there, that's where it plugs into. That's where the LP comes from. So you got to remember to, oops, sorry about the camera work there. You got to remember to plug that in. Everything else is self-explanatory, of course. Okay, so you have a power awning with LED strip, outside speakers. This is the vent for the range hood, so if you're venting to the outside, you want to flip those two little latches there so the baffle flaps freely. So anytime you're running the fan to vent to the outside, you want the baffle flapping freely, like I said. Otherwise, when you're in storage or traveling, you can keep it shut. So keep that in mind. That's just the service panel for your refrigerator. This is a TV hookup here. You have TV signal here, power, and a bracket. This is your fresh tank fill. So the most common way to get water to the trailer is the city water hookup, which I'll show you on the other side. But if you're camping someplace without city water, you can pre-fill your fresh water tank right here, and then you can use the onboard pump to pump the water. All the plumbing will work as though you have city water, okay? So that's an option. This is your, I'm going to set it right here. This is your water heater. Works on both gas and electric. This switch right here, if you can see it, that little rocker switch, that controls the electric heating element. Right there, there's another switch, some other switches inside. I just want to make sure you know that that's there. So the electric heating element is behind here. This is your gas burner. Never run it without water in the water heater tank. If you drain it because you're not going to be camping for a while, just make sure you refill it before you start it up again. This is where you drain it right here. Takes an 1 1/16" 6-point socket to get that in and out. Okay. You're getting a hitch with this one. So this is your Husky centerline weight distribution hitch with built-in sway control. We'll show you how that works when you pick up. Alrighty, let's look around here a little bit. Alright, you have deep cycle marine battery, 2 LP tanks which are full with an automatic changeover regulator. You have your power tongue jack right here. Now keep in mind, with the same crank you use for your stabilizers, if this power tongue jack ever fails, you can always pull this plug out. There's this 3/4 inch hex there. You can put the crank on there and crank it manually, or use a drill to raise it and lower it to get yourself out of trouble. So you can always get hitched and unhitched, even if you have problems with it. You can do it manually. Alright. So this is just your dump hose and a reducer for your power cord. Alright, so we move down. This is your power cord here. It's a 30 amp cord. You pull it, just pull it out. Okay, as far as you need to. Your valves are here, your black and gray valves right here. The large valve, like the one on the left here, is always the black valve. So the large one's always black no matter what color the handle is. So keep that in mind. Let me look back here. Okay, so this has a black tank flush on it. So after you dump your black tank, which is toilet water and waste, you leave the valve open, and you could bring the hose at the dump station over to here and screw it on here. turn it on and it'll flush out your tank. But like it says, sewer valves must be open. So it'll just spray out your tank, it'll clean off the sensors so you get a good reading, that sort of thing, okay? This here is the city water hookup. This is the most common way to get water to the trailer. Just hook your hose up there and you're all set, ready to go. Remember I showed you if you don't have city water, you can pre-fill the tank, use the onboard pump. I'll talk to you more about that when I get inside. I'll show you the switches. And this is just a coax through for campground cable. Okay? Make sure you inspect your roof regularly, a couple times a summer, just to make sure it's in good shape, no damage by road debris or low branches, anything like that. Okay? Let's go inside here. Okay. The keys are here, hanging on the faucet. Whoops. This is your these are your switches here. So your awning switch is right here. As you can see, never leave the awning out unattended. Always roll it in when you're not going to be at the campsite. Light your water heater on gas here. There's a second electric switch. Remember I showed you there's one outside, so keep that in mind. But there's the inside electric switch. Your water pump is right here. Use that water pump to pump out of the fresh water tank if you don't have city water. You also use it to winterize the trailer. Your awning light, or your porch light anyway. Yeah. This is your slide out switch right here. And then of course some lights. The oven you have to light with a lighter, a grill lighter, so get a long neck lighter, and you just turn them on and light them. When it comes to the oven, there's a pilot light all the way at the bottom in the back. Looks like this oven was never used or rarely used. We see that all the time. But you just go to the pilot setting and then you depress it. Then you'll light the pilot light, which is down here at the bottom all the way to the back. Once it lights, you're still holding this in. It lights, so you hold it for another 10 or 15 seconds to heat up the thermocouple, then you let go of it, then you go to whatever operating temperature you want. When you shut it off, the flame goes out obviously, but so does the pilot light, so you have to relight the pilot light each time you use the oven. That is an LP gas detector there. It should always be green. This one has a carbon monoxide detector here, right? And there's a smoke detector up here. Okay? This is your fan for your vent. Remember I told you if you're gonna vent to the outside using the fan, you always want to open that baffle up. You have a light there. Microwave looks like any other microwave. The refrigerator is a gas absorption refrigerator, so it's on right now. You just go to mode. Right now it's running on gas just because we were testing it. Works good. The most common way to run it will be, let's switch modes here. Oh, I can't because we're not plugged in. But there's the one mode is called auto electric. So that's what you're going to run it on mostly, because auto electric will when you're in that mode, it'll always seek out 110 AC regular shore power. If it can't find it, it'll light on gas automatically, so you don't spoil your food. If you're gone for the day and you have a power outage at the campground, it'll sense that and automatically switch over to gas for you. So that'll be the most common, okay? All right. Your bathroom is typical. The toilet sits over a black tank. You can't use it dry. By dry, I'm talking about the black tank below. So after you hook up your power and your water, you're going to come in here and you're going to put one dose of chemical in the bowl, and you'll step on the pedal and hold it down until about a gallon of water goes down in there along with the chemical. Then it's ready to be used. If you don't do that, it's considered using it dry. If you don't put chemical and water in it, the smell will be terrible. Plus, it'll get clogged up. So you have to do that. That's important, obviously. All right, your shower right here works like any other shower. You have a vent fan up there. Sink works like any other sink. This is a GFCI here. So remember, all the plugs in the trailer are wired through a GFCI, even the one outside. So you're going to be resetting it inside if it pops. Okay. Alrighty. So this device here is your power converter. This converts AC to DC power. So when you're plugged into shore power, you have 110 AC here, circuit breakers just like you see at home, and they're labeled. Then that power is converted to 12 volt DC over here, and you got 12 volt fuses, and they're labeled. This is also a battery tender, so as long as you're plugged into shore power, it'll sense how much energy your battery needs, the battery on your tongue up front, and it'll always keep it charged for you. Of course, when you're pulling down the road, your tow vehicle's charge line will charge the battery also. So when you're plugged in, this will charge it, and when you're towing, your tow vehicle's alternator will charge it. Okay. So you can drop this table down. You just pull this knob to the right. You can drop it down onto these cleats here, turn it into a bed. This is a hide-a-bed here, so it folds out into a regular bed. Okay, you have a sound here. It's a little bit dated, but everything works. You have your speaker zones here, AM, FM radio. Let me see if it even, I think that covers it with that. Let me look. Yep, so that's basically it, but it does what you need. It also has a disc player here for CDs and DVDs. And this spins around here if you want, and you can use the same TV in the bedroom or here. So keep that in mind. You have an emergency window right there. There is some storage underneath the bed so you can pick it up. I'm not sure what's happening here. A closed chute there. Okay. Alrighty. So let me look around a bit. This is your antenna. You crank it up and down. Never leave it up when you're traveling. But you can really get a good picture with it. Some people like them better than the newer ones, actually. Your thermostat is right here. It's analog. Try to keep the fan on auto. You got heat to the right. One click to the left is fan, which is your air conditioner running without the compressor, just circulates air. 2 clicks over is cool, which is full air conditioning. So you got everything you need. And I think that covers it. Let me look around a little bit. Yes. Okay, so I want to thank you for purchasing your trailer here at National RV Detroit. Please remember to look at your roof during the summer. Just make sure it's not been damaged by low branches or anything like that. And right now this is in camping mode, so there's no antifreeze in the system. It's all fresh water. The water heater is in camping mode, and so it's not bypassed. It's ready for the summer, and it has water in it, so it's all set. Never run the water heater without water in the tank. Okay? Thank you.